Hi friend, this is Sanjay Kumar, creator of SelectorSub and ChroPath. Like we have seen, SelectorSub is super powerful Xpathtool tool. But let me tell you guys, this is also a very first relative CSS selector tool where you can build your own CSS selector within seconds, as well as you can get auto generated relative CSS selector, which can save tremendous amount of time for you while writing your automation script in any automation framework like Cypress, Protector, WebDriver IO, or in any JavaScript framework, or in fact in like Selenium if you're using CSS selector there as well, because we all have that question that whether CSS selector is faster and XPath. So many people prefer CSS selector, so of course in that case also it is going to save you a lot of time. And let me show you how quickly and how easy it is, and how you can do your task so easy and very simple way just in few clicks. So the very first thing, you have to install it, and it is a super easy to install. SelectorSub is a browser extension currently available for Chrome, Firefox, Edge and Opera browser with similar functionality. Whatever I will show you is same in all the browsers. So let me show you for Chrome. Very soon it will be available for Firefox, for Safari as well, so don't worry. So click on Chrome, simple, just a one click installation. Click on add to Chrome, add extension. After adding extension, this icon will come here. Here extension icon is there. By default this SelectorSub logo will not show here, so click on this and then you will be able to see here, and you can read the details here. I would request you, like once you add the extension in your browser, please restart your browser or just refresh the existing open page which you have already opened tab. So those you just refresh them. Now let's say we have to write an CSS selector. First let's say we write our own CSS selector, because most of the people, and in fact like it is always suggested to build your own locator, own selectors. So first we will build our own CSS selector, and we'll see how easy it is with the help of SelectorSub. Because yes, as you might have seen so many I have already created few videos you can check out in this channel, that that there are a lot of misconception due to lack of innovation by using Chrome DevTools or any browser DevTools we have learned. But with the SelectorSub innovation, those all problems has been solved, like because this Chrome DevTools also works on search functionality. Like if you search for input, it will not just give you the input tag, it will also, if anywhere that input word will be matching, it will be showing that as well. So if that input you search here in SelectorSub, it will just verify only input tags. So you see that there are 14 it is finding, while actually there are only 9 input tags. Okay, so this is not the right way of verifying CSS selector. This is the wrong way. Let me just zoom in. So here if you see in actually in DOM, if you verify input here, you see it will also match the string wherever it will find the strings as well. So there are 14. You see that it is also matching this string, while this is not our CSS, this is not an input tag, right? So there are actually only 9 input tags in this page on test project website. So this way, this is the right way of writing CSS selector or verifying. Now let's see how we can quickly write in CSS selector. Suppose we have to enter our email here, and we have to write the CSS selector for this field, input field. So what we will do, we will inspect, and like lot more things are there which are not possible through DevTools, like verifying for shadow DOM, etc. So all those things SelectorSub made it possible. Now you see here, for this field we have to write CSS selector. How quickly and easy we can write. You just start typing your CSS selector like this. You see, as an smart editor, it will start giving you the suggestion for CSS selector. This you can select, and as well as if you notice that it also gives you the number of occurrences. Select this. Now you just start typing. Let's say you want to build with name or whatever attribute you want to build. It gives you all possible things like dollar, star, contains value, uh, start with, end with, all those things it suggests. So let's say we want to write with name, so you just type here and you get all the options like equal, start with, end with, all possible combinations of attribute and attribute value it gives you. And if you type anything wrong in your selector, it will highlight that this is what you have missed, something is missing. So it will tell you that what is missing in your selector, and proper error message it will give you. So this is how, like, now you see that how quickly you can build your CSS selector as well as xpath, of course. So this is how you can build. And in fact, like, if you want the child or parent combination, so you just start typing. If there will be any child, it will suggest you. So as you can see, this for input there is no child. If you will be building like for a span, so let's say we will do for a span, this is what we have built. Now if you type this, it will suggest you the child as well, like if there will be any child, so that you can write. So this way also you can write it here. So it gives you all the possible suggestions which will be possible for that particular element which you have inspected. And if you will write anything wrong here, any CSS selector wrong format or anything, that it will highlight you. Like if you miss something while writing, or if you will add anything wrong, it will suggest you that / not allowed or anything. And you can learn more about it. You just click here, it will take you to this page. Here I have added more functions, etc. in details, and I will keep adding more things here. So like this you can learn more about CSS selector functions, like dollar is ends with, cap is starts with, star. And then these are everything it suggests you, like descendant it will suggest you, child it will suggest you, general siblings. Like if you start typing here, like this input doesn't have any general sibling, but this span has. So if you have written span, and if you start typing something like this, then whatever will be the siblings for this element, it will suggest you. So this way also you can write CSS selector, and it will give all possible things, like plus adjacent sibling combinator. So if you want the adjacent, so all those things are possible here. Like if whatever will be possible, it will suggest you, so that you can quickly build, and it will also, you will learn at the same time. So here all things has been given in details, that you can try and learn more about CSS selector, how you can build quickly, how you can write quickly here in Smart Editor. Now this is how we can build our own CSS selector here very quickly, smartly, and you will not have to waste any time. And this is the actual right way of writing your CSS selector, because here you have seen that it doesn't give you the right information, right a number of matching nodes. Now let's say we have to now we want to auto generate. We don't want to, like, we don't have time, and we are smart enough to write CSS selector. We have to save time, a lot of time, because many times we are wasting a lot of time just to write selectors. So here it gives you the very smartly, very optimized CSS selector. In fact, relative CSS selector, you can say. Like you see that it gives you in this format, like kind of like xpath format, which we all are aware. So it is directly, you can use this kind of CSS selector in your script. And if you want to generate CSS selector with any of your desired attribute, like let's say for in this case we want with name, because the class value is very long, you can see that. So we won't prefer this class value, and it is actually looks like dynamic. So that is the reason that it is generating with this way. And here if you want with attribute, you can pass your attribute, like name we want, you just hit enter, it will generate with your attribute. Also, like I would like to highlight that it is very helpful, very time saving to create CSS selector with class and ID. Like in this case, this is so long class. If you have to do it to write CSS selector for this class, how we do it? We copy this value, we go here, and trust me, like everybody does like this way today. They put dot, replace space one by one manually. Trust me, I'm sure like if you are one of the user of CSS Selector, you must be doing this way, or here you will be doing that way, right? But here no more those things. You just type dot here and it will give you it will build the CSS Selector for that class, and it will also tell you what is the occurrence for that, and this you can select. There you go. If there will be ID, you just type hash, it will suggest. If not there, then it will not suggest. So for an example, we'll take any element which will have the ID value. So for that I will show you. Okay, whenever we have to find something, that time we will not get, of course. So I will just try. Yeah, so ID is here. Now if you just type hash here, you see that it gives the ID if there will be any suggestion. So likewise, this is how you can use editor, and it gives you the auto-generated relative CSS selector. Also, let me give you more better example how optimized CSS selector it gives you. Just open google.com, and here you see, for an example, for this case, let's say here you see that this field, and here it gives you what CSS selector it gives you, the one you are getting from SelectorSub. Let me just remove this attribute because it is chat. By default it is giving this one, and let's copy the value from Chrome DevTools. What value you get from there? You see such a long value you are getting, such a long CSS selector you are getting from Chrome DevTools, and which you are never gonna use it, right? So this is what you are getting from Chrome, while this is what you are getting from Chrome SelectorSub. So simple, and such an optimized CSS selector which you can directly use it in your script. And if you copy this, let's say you want for this one Google search, here you will feel the like really relativeness of this CSS selector. You see that here this is the input, but this input, when we try, let's say we'll try with class or some other attribute here, so it is giving you with most of the attribute. Let's say with class, it is finding two matching node. So that is the region that it is going with an parent one, because it is not choosing this data vet value, because this looks pretty much dynamic and random value. So what it is doing, it is connecting this child with this parent. You see this input, just let me 1 second. It is connecting this input, this one, with this parent, and removing this in between center to make it relative and optimized CSS selector. You see this one is connected to this, like in xpath we used to write like this for this one and then this one, because center is in between and not a use, so they have removed it. SelectorSub have smartly removed the in between non-unique parents and connect to that parent which is unique one. So that's what it has done. And if you want to copy this value, it's very smart. You can click anywhere here in the header to copy this value, or if you want to edit this value, you just click on this. No need of any edit button. So it's very smart and optimize the space, because we have very less space over here. So because anyways, like for edit any value, we used to click on that value, right? So if you want to edit those values, you just click on that, it will copy paste here. So smart things has been done. Now this is how it generates the relative CSS selector, which you can directly use it in your script. Also, it saves time for you in the next level. Let me show you how. Because right now you can use this command, this CSS selector, and you can paste it in your script, right? You can copy and paste in your script. Suppose you are writing this way, so you can paste this value here. 1 second. This way, this is the one CSS selector. But I'm sure like in for an example, like say Cypress, so what you do, cy.get in general, generally like this kind of command you write, or any kind, it could be any kind of command. I'm just giving an example, and here you write your selector, right? So wherever you are writing your selector, what you do, just small things you have to do, just replace that with xpath value and copy this command, paste it here, what I have done, where you have to paste, let me show you again. There is a add command button, set driver command to append on selectors. So you have to click on this icon on the right. There is a button in between. Click on this, then this enter the driver command. This will open this box. Paste this here command and press enter. You see that you got the complete command now, cy.get, and you can copy this command. Now you can use it in your script and see the magic. You will not have to type anything. Now you just inspect this value, copy this, use it in your script. This is where it will save you huge amount of time. Copy and paste it here. And now with this, after that, whatever you want, you can perform that. So this is so much time saving for you, and it gives you the unique and robust. And this command could be anything, like for if you are using protractor or selenium or anything, this command could be anything. Nothing doesn't require like cy.get, just that wherever you have written selector, just replace that with xpath value. And if you ever feel any confusion, just hover on this help icon over here, or you can anytime connect with me here on Slack, so no worry about that. And if you doesn't want this, you can close this, it will go away, it will remove. Also, you doesn't optimize, you want to optimize the UI, you just click on this button, filter button, filter will also go away. And everything is saved in your local. Whatever settings you will do, that will be saved in your local. So next time when you will open SelectorSub, it will open with your setting. Like we have hide both the commands, like filter as well as the command. So you see, it will open with your setting. So this is how it generates CSS Selector for any kind of framework. You can use it, and you have seen that how optimized CSS selectors it gives, which you can directly use it in your script. And at any point of time you doesn't want to see this as well, like you just want to use it as an editor, you can also do that. Like you can just turn off this one. Now you can just build your own CSS selector in your way. So like there will be no much UI, nothing more, things will not be there, just neat and clean. And at any point of time you want, you can just turn it on. Another good thing, let's say you want to convert all of your Selenium test in Cypress, you want to convert all the xpath to CSS selector, and you just don't want to write again, I mean those xpath, you don't want to write CSS selector for each of the xpath, you just want to, that you have to convert all of them. Here is an amazing thing. Let's say for this one, you for an example, let's say you have any xpath like this, copy this value. What you have to do, you have to just paste that xpath over here. Once again, looks like I haven't copied the xpath. For this one, let's say we have to copy, we have some xpath, I'm just giving an example. So basically what I'm trying to show you here, that with the help of SelectorShub, you can convert xpath into CSS selector. So what you do, you just paste that xpath here. Why that value is not getting copied? I'm surprised. Right click, copy xpath, paste it here. Yeah, so suppose you have some kind of this kind of xpath and you want to convert into CSS selector. So you just paste that xpath in CSS selector and press enter. It will give you the better CSS selector for that xpath. So this is the CSS selector for your xpath, like SH selector. This you can use it in your script, you can copy and use it in your script. Simple, just replace xpath with this CSS selector. So this is how you can convert the xpath into CSS selector. Now so yeah, likewise there are like a lot of amazing good features, so you can use them and explore. As much as you will explore, you will fall in love with this one, and lot of learning you will have with this. Now suppose you doesn't want to open SelectorShub tab and you want to directly right click and copy the value from here. So by default you will see that you get the option of copy relative xpath only. Don't worry, you can copy CSS selector as well. You just have to click on this SelectorShub logo here. There is a customize context menu options are here. You can get everything. in you can customize this. Basically you just check this relative CSS selector, JS path, absolute xpath, everything you want. Now you right click on this and you see you get everything. You can copy this value direct from here. So this is how you can get the CSS selector on the context menu as well. And you can see you can just paste value here and you can see that what value you have copied. But I would always suggest you that you open SelectorSub like this way, then you inspect the value and then use take the CSS selector from here by looking at the element for what element you have taken this one, because one element, this kind of element, is built with multiple elements. Like there is input, and then you see when you hover here one by one, you will see that for this box itself these many elements are there, because by the time you at the time of copying you might have clicked here, right click, and then you copied value. So this will be different, it will not be the input box value, right? For an example, you see that this is not input box value. So that's why I'm suggesting always copy the value by looking at the DOM. Either write or copy from here, by here, from here. Avoid copying from context menu. But if you are confident that this is the element, then of course you can do it, because that will save time for you. So this is how you can copy the value. Another advantage is, like, of course, this is the only possible solution, SelectorSub, which made it possible to write the and generate the value, verify the selectors for shadow DOM elements. So it gives you the information, right information, and you would be able to write and verify and generate the selectors for shadow DOM elements. So here, as you can see, that quickly you can build your own CSS selector, as well as you can verify your CSS selector. So this is really helpful, and there's nothing like this which made it possible. Then of course SVG element support, error message, error handling, everything is there. Lots of learning, lots of time saving is there, and only possible solution, only the very first relative CSS selector tool. So I would highly recommend you guys to use it, and of course I will really request you to please share it with your team and with everyone. And this also has, like, I didn't tell you, like, if you scroll down you will find all possible selectors here, and if you are writing in JavaScript, this also gives you the JS path. Directly you can use this one, you need not to type anything. You can just like click on this JS path, and many times, like, we used to use this kind of command like document.query selector. So directly you can copy and paste this here and use. So if you are having any like JavaScript framework, or you are a developer, then also it is really helpful and huge time saver for you. So I would like highly recommend you to use this and explore this. Lots of learning, and you will learn so many things from SelectorSub, and a lot of amazing things are coming in the next version. So stay tuned, and huge thanks for supporting SelectorSub. And I would request you guys, please, if you like it, please rate it and write review about it. And you can also read the review what people are saying about SelectorSub. And this is a free community product, so I would again request you, let everyone know about it. It will save a huge amount of time for you. It also won the Indian Achievers Award, and this is in fact, like, if you in Chrome store, if you search for best CSS selector, and in fact just search for CSS selector, you will see that SelectorSub comes on top. So this is the highest rated and best CSS selector tool in any browser store. Okay, so it comes on top. So yeah, and I would also request you that if you feel that this is helping in your job and saving time for you, it's my humble request, please donate and be a patron, so that, like, we can run this selector service smoothly. And huge thanks to our primary sponsor, Test Project. Please also check out Test Project. It's an absolutely free community end-to-end testing tool. So this is amazing. And keep check out the website. There are a lot of things, and you can check out like what all other features which are not possible from other whatever possible solutions were there in industry, and almost every company everywhere it is being used. So this is very good tool and huge time saver. So with that, thank you. I would request you, like, please like, share this video, and let me know in the comment section that what all features you want to see in the next version of SelectorSub. And do subscribe to the channel, because of course I'm going to like add more videos and amazing informative and detailed tutorials on DOM and selectors and more things. So thank you. With that, thank you so much for watching, and please share SelectorSub with your team and colleague in your network. Thank you.